This was the most challenging fight of today for Keith One Time Thurman. So I'm going to go over this fight with you guys to show you his weak points because he is the favorite in the Garcia fight. I just like to see the negative and good in both and see how we look at it when we look at it from a technical standpoint and not just strength. Because I think it's very biased right now that everybody's picking him as the favorite because of his strength, period. And here's Luis Collazo, someone who is very similar in size to Danny Garcia, and even similar in style to Danny Garcia, meaning he doesn't move a great deal with his feet. And you see how One Time is rushing him, putting pressure on him, even in the second round. But one thing I didn't like is later on in the fight, One Time actually changed positions and started going backwards, leaving off the pressure of Collazo. That was not a smart move. So why did he do it? Did he do it because he was feeling the pressure punches of Collazo at that time, or was he doing it changing his game up for a technique to get Collazo confident in coming forward so he could knock him out? That's what it could be. So let's pay attention. Right now, Collazo is getting a lot more confidence. He's even starting to pace himself and walk forward. So this is a good trick. It's a good trick if this is how he was doing Collazo. Now he's starting to try to counter Collazo and pound on him. And Collazo is still stuck in that mind frame of going forward. So you can't go forward when somebody punches is dangerous and they're stronger than you. Sometimes you have to back up. And he was doing that in the first round, but by the second and third round, I think he was tricked into coming forward. But he's doing okay. He still has some steam in him. So One Time is still playing, the possum. But what bothers me is, can he do this to Danny Garcia? Will he be able to lead Danny Garcia into a boxing, into a hard punch? Will he be able to walk him into a hard punch? Or will Danny Garcia not go for that trick and cut off the ring and don't cut off the ring and then just be a boring fight until Keith actually have to go forward? Because right now Keith, I don't know if he's pretending, but he's really running away from my man Luis Collazo, and Luis is not even a hard puncher. So I'm real curious to see what he's gonna do with Danny if he wants to come forward like that. So if Danny put pressure like this, how could Luis Collazo handle it? That's the big question. Now we all know this fight he stopped Collazo, but I'm still waiting on the trick because right now Collazo winning the fight. He put a lot of rounds. It's the 6th round and he's still backing him up. 7th round. The tables haven't turned yet. And this is the thing, man, I want to point out. Collazo is tough. He's showing that he belongs in this fight. But he's making the same mistake most boxers make, even on this level. They don't respect defense. enough to where they have to play that part of the game. Defense should be used just as much as offense. It's not about getting hit and hitting somebody back on that level, because you might just wake up in the hospital. See, he's taking a very terrible beating. He had to stop. He had to stop. And he was the one going forward. That's crazy. So, this is my question. Danny Garcia, his face looks bad too when he takes a pounding. Is he going to be any better than Collazo going forward like that? That's the question. Because I don't see Danny Garcia going backwards at all. He's just not that type of boxer. I don't think he can do it. This is going to be a good match, but, it could go any way, man. Peace.